recipe will be going out tomorrow, which is actually going to be Halloween, All Hallows Eve. So I was actually requested if I could make something for Halloween. So last week we were talking about Samhain. Oh, I probably just pronounced that wrongly there. Anyway, so we're going to make soul cakes. So the idea behind this is that you invite people in from the dead, actually, and my family member. So you make a table and you set a spare place for somebody that's died, invite them in, and people would make these soul cakes, and traditionally they were handed out to the poor in the parish. So tonight that's what we are going to do. So for this we need 100 grams of butter. I'm just using my usual spread that I use. So butter or spread, that's fine. 100 grams of preferably caster sugar. Tonight I'm using granulated, I don't have caster sugar, so we're just using granulated. And we'll just cream these quickly together. So just bear with me a second. Now, as normal, I would normally tell you to add the wee bit egg, a wee bit flour, but we'll just do the full whack together. So what this is 250 grams of plain flour, which will suit the people that are out in Germany, because they always tell me they can't get self-raising flour, or at least not easily. So it's 250 grams of plain flour, and to that I've added a teaspoon of allspice, and Kenny's gesticulating something in the road there, this one. A teaspoon of allspice and a quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric, or saffron if you have it. I don't, far too expensive, so a little bit of turmeric just to give some colour. We'll just sieve it in just so as there's no lumps. It shouldn't take too long, and there's the very reason you sieve things, just because you do end up with 1 or 2 lumps on it. 2 eggs. Only it's just the yolk of the egg that you use here, so I've separated them already. Don't throw away your whites, turn that into meringue. I'll tell you in a wee minute just how you would do that. So 2 yolks straight in. Oh, it would burst, wouldn't it? Got a teaspoon or something to pull it out here. There we go. Now this will be quite thick at this stage, and 75 grams of raisins. Add a wee bit more if you prefer them to have quite a lot of raisin in it. I've just got 75 grams, so get that little bit of flour there. Now this will be quite a thick mix, but we do have some milk to bring it together at the end. So just a quick bind. Just pop this out the road. Now it probably would be better to take the rings off, because I'll be rolling it in a second, so I'll just pop them over to the side, get them out the way. Oh, Kenny's having a wee jiggle here. Now just you remember and not be doing too much over in that corner there, sir. Now I've got 2 tablespoons of milk here, so this should just pull it all together. Maybe just add half initially. Watch this, I'll need more tonight, because you're just needing this to come together like a dough, which will just take a wee second here. Do you all get dressed up and things for Halloween? I should have been dressed up, Kenny, I never thought. I had my scary witch outfit on.
Oh, have you not got one?
No, I don't actually. Very funny. You're such a funny man. Don't want to frighten the kids. We live out in the country, so we tend not to have too many children or that coming up by. But we usually have nuts and things in just in case. We do have some youngsters actually round about now. The farm next door has a couple of youngsters, and down at the bottom of the track has 3 wee ones now, so we probably should be a bit better prepared than we are, Kenny. I'm going to just pull this out of here, because it'll be easier just to mix the last wee bits together on the surface. Just pulling it together to make the dough, like I say, and then we'll just roll it out. Oh, I forgot my cutter, but it's okay, it's just up beside you. So that'll just take a second. Just bringing it together. Now, these to me are quite a sort of plain looking wee cake. It's like a mixture actually, it's sort of like a mixture between a scone and a cake. Now I found these quite plain the other day when I was doing it, so tonight I'm going to add some sugar on top. Traditionally you probably wouldn't have done that, but that's up to yourself. So if we just give it a batter, sorry Kenny, thank you. Quick roll out. Now it's up to Ken in a minute whether he wants to just film all of this. You're wanting this to come to about 1 centimetre thickness, because you're wanting to, like I say, there's sort of a cross between a biscuit and a scone. And we're actually, one of the other ladies in the paper tonight, she's away on a walk with some witches in Orkney. We've got a lovely memorial plaques going up to the witches that were, what were they done? Oh gosh, that's terrible. They were executed, you know, burned at the stake or hung or whatever. So they've had a lovely plaque actually put up in commemoration to these women that were falsely accused, which you can find in the Orkney News if you want to have a look. Just an ordinary pastry cutter for this, straight down. Now you should get round about 16, 18 of these. We'll maybe just do the first lot and then have your oven on 180 degrees. Well, it won't matter, it doesn't take long to come at. We'll just keep going. First thing you should always do is put your oven on 180 degrees, 375 gas back 4 if you're working with various cookers. Maybe made these a wee bit thicker than the other day, but that's alright. And I've not got my spatula, I'm not very well organised at all here, Ken. That one will do. Now what you're needing to do for this is you're needing to put crosses in them. I'm presuming to ward off evil, because a lot of these things, you know, came from pagan ceremonies, but have been adopted by Christian. I think Catholicism have adopted this for tomorrow. I think so. These are, you know, this particular festival is quite big out in Spain. So I'm presuming we put the cross on to ward off the evil spirits. You don't need to have them as a work of art. I certainly don't. I don't think we've got too many evil spirits in the house, have I, Kenny?
No, any spirits are there.
No, this is very true. Clean living, eh? Apart from the brandy for the Christmas cake. Me and my spoiled Christmas cake. Are you just going to keep filming me doing all these?
It's up to you.
No, I don't mind. I just chit chat away, you know me. So, well, what I could tell you right enough whilst I'm doing it is for your meringue. So the meringue is your 2 egg whites, and just using your whisk, just beat them up till they're good and stiff, you know, until you can make peaks in it. And then add 140 grams of flour. Now, the other day I experimented and I used demerara sugar. Now, the taste was sublime. However, they looked a bit strange because they were a bit of a strange colour. But I loved the nutty taste of them. So I think in future what I would maybe do is maybe 100 grams of white and 50 grams of brown, just to mix and match it a little.
You mean they looked like a certain emoji?
Well, they look like something, yes. Don't be so rude. I will stop at this though, Kenny, and I will finish the rest of these in a minute. So like I say, what I said was, I find that they're a wee bit bland. I could actually show you one. I think I've still got a couple from the other night when I was making them up already. So, I mean, that's up to yourself. You know, I mean, I've got a couple left, and I mean, they're perfectly fine. I mean, they taste perfectly fine, but I just think that I would like a little bit of glisten on top. That is entirely up to yourself. But I'm literally just going to sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar over the top of these, just to give them some flavour, or to give them some crunch at the top. If you want to be traditional, just do some like this and the rest without. And then these go into a preheated oven. I'll have to wait. They go into a preheated oven for 25 minutes in the centre of the oven. I'd come and check them after about 20 minutes, but they just need to be golden brown, but they're a wee bit thick, so you need to know that they've cooked through properly. So give them 25 minutes in the oven and we'll see you again later. Bye! Okay, 25 minutes later, and we'll just pop them out. And they're perfectly golden. Well, they're golden enough for me. And there is the complete quantity that we got. Bang on the 18 that it said that, or I said that we would get. I'll just take them out, Kenny, anyway. But whilst I'm doing it, actually, it just occurred to me in all the chatter that I forgot to tell you how to finish doing the meringues. Honestly, I forget my head sometimes. I'm sure if it wasn't on top of my shoulders. Right, meringues. So the 2 whisk to stiff peaks, 140 grams of sugar into it. Now you just fold the sugar in at that point. If you feel that it's fallen slightly, you know, like it's lost some of its stiffness, I would actually just whisk it up again. At which point, have another lime tray like this, and just take a dessert spoon or a tablespoon and put a dollop on the tray, just in the circular side. Then using the back of the spoon, just press down and swirl it slightly, and that gives you the basket effect for if you want to put fruit in it later. Now, what you have to do with those then is they go into the oven, 150 degrees centigrade just. It's a low oven, so that's only about 325, I think, gas mark 3, something like that. I would check those though, for half an hour. And then after half an hour, you just turn the oven off and just leave them alone until the oven is completely cool. I would just leave them for 3 hours, or do them and just leave them overnight. And that way you should, in my opinion anyway, get a perfectly good meringue, which obviously then you can just be serving up with some fruit and some cream or ice cream. Delicious. And that way you're not wasting any of your ingredients. Ting ching. Good job we're not mic'd up, Kenny. That would have been ching chinging. Anyway, that's our soul cakes done. So all that remains for me to say is happy Halloween and have a great day. Bye!